All right, guys, I am back for a little bit tonight. And I got the rest of these glued in excuse me, yesterday afternoon, but I need to finish punching a few of these, as far as like the top pocket and then like the side pocket here. So I thought we would just kind of dig in and we'll just see where we end up at the end of this video. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Oh, sorry, just double checking to make sure I'm right. And then I thought we would start on the cover. It took me just a little bit to kind of figure out what I wanted to do on the cover. So yeah. Yeah, what an interesting day today was. I had to do some tough stuff today, so your girl's a little weird, I guess. It's mostly just like, you know, submitting financials and stuff so that they can be filed with the courts. It's just sad, you know. Okay, this one's a side one. Okay. Whew. Yeah.
Don't lick me.
Oh, I'm recording. And there's Bo coming in. And then I just whispered to him that I was recording, and he's like, "Eek!" I love my kids. Really wish you guys could meet them because they're pretty silly. All right, so let's get started on gluing pockets. This to me is honestly one of the hardest parts, because you have to be kind of lined up and pretty flush with everything while trying not to get your glue anywhere else. Okay, so this was one of the, I guess they would be called maybe a tuck pocket. Okay, so I've got my glue there. I'm gonna bring this across here, and then we're gonna like close the book so the spine is straight, and then we push them together like so, and then we wait for a second till the glue sets. Okay, I am gonna kind of pick it up and move it back this way just to double check to make sure I'm pretty well lined up. Yep. Okay. Okay, if you don't do that, then your pockets will start to come apart a little bit. Like, the only word that's coming to mind is it'll stretch it funny, and then it doesn't line up right, okay? For me, it works best to put the glue on the pocket part. Okay. Okay, and we let it set for a second on both of those. So gluing the pockets down is a lot of like weight, and you can't rush it. Okay. Okay, so then the next one is the top loading. So I'm going to put the glue here and here. And you got to do the same technique. Like you got to, one pocket at a time, obviously. I mean, if you had like 8 arms, I bet you could do it, you know, 8 at a time. Just kidding. But yeah, the more time you take with it now, the more your pockets will just like line up and be really cool. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to flip it over this direction. Okay. Now these ones are, I'm going to go ahead and let that sit for just a quick second again. Because these book pages, the glue likes to pull apart. Like, you know, the only word I can think of is it gets soggy. Once it's set up, it's fine, and they hold perfectly, but book pages like to get soggy with glue. Okay, so those are good. Okay, and if we need to, we'll trim it down a little bit. Okay. Okay. Like, because right here, if you can see, it's still fine. It's not really buckling, and it's still laying flat, but I have just a little bit of overage right there. So we'll just take our scissors when we're done and just trim that down. Okay. So then with these like triple pocket pieces, it is far better to go from the back pocket forward, like so. Okay, pull that up, close our book. Being careful not to get any glue on the outsides. Wait for just a second for it to dry a little bit more. Okay, then I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put glue here. Okay, let that dry, and then we'll do this last one here. Okay, let that set up a minute. Okay, so side loading, we glued the top and the bottom. Oh, those kids are being goofy. Can you hear them? Let's see, what are we doing next? Okay, this one is another one of those side loading ones. We have a visitor with us tonight. Piper, the little puppy. She's been kind of a pill lately. don't know if she's just not feeling the love or what. She took off on us the other morning. Had to go chase her down. She didn't mind Paul at all this weekend, which is highly unusual because it's his dog. Yeah, she's just been kind of a stinker. I'm trying to figure out what her deal is. And then she's been, the dogs typically are only allowed on the furniture if they're invited. But like all day today, she wouldn't stay off the couch. I was like, oh, sister. I mean, honestly, I don't know that I really care, but that's just been kind of a rule we've had. Okay. Oh, she's tearing off after something again. Silly dog. Oh, what would we do without our fur babies, huh? One never knows, huh? Doing, silly. You know what? I'm gonna pause the video really quick because the deer are probably out by the feeders. That's usually when she can't sit still. That's usually what she's trying to come tell me. All right, I'll be right back, which for you it'll just be seconds, but I'll be right back. All right, that was pretty funny. Bo was saying that he wanted, like, he might need to go drive off a cliff now because you guys heard that "don't stop licking me." Because he was talking to Piper, because I think those of you that have been with me for a while know that she is a licker. Like, you walk by and she licks you. Like, your ankles, your fingers, whatever part of your body she can lick, she licks. So, that was pretty funny. I found it quite humorous. And yes, the deer were out there. One of these days, I think she might get fast enough to catch one. Which at that point, then I don't know if that's scary or not. And I think we might just get part of the cover. I'll tell you what we're going to do with it. And then we'll see how far we get. Because I'll have to let it dry in between coats. But I usually try to not let the process go too many videos though. Oh, I just realized how quiet I got. Sorry. Okay. And I'm hoping that I'm not gluing too fast, but we're going to let this all set once we're doing the cover and everything. So hopefully everything will work out exactly how it's supposed to. Okay, last couple pockets. You know, I was going to show you this too. Look at how that turned out. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love the way that, like, it just, yeah. I just love this kit. It's gorgeous. And then, you know what, before we start the cover, I'm going to count how many, I like to know ahead of time how many pieces of ephemera or like cards and stuff I need, because I like everything obviously to have enough pockets, or I like everything, like every pocket to have something in it. So I'd like to kind of try to I was worried that might happen here at the end. So what was just happening is the pages were bumbling up a little bit here. See how it, yeah. I have to go from the top a little bit to kind of get it to lay down. Okay. And last pocket here. You know what, and I think I'm going to go ahead and let it sit before, okay. I think I'm just going to let it sit for a minute, but we can start on the cover. So, let's see, this is the cover, like the front, right? Yep, okay. So, I'm going to use this lady here that comes in the ephemera. And I think Tina calls them the body of the kit, her ephemeras. I think that's how she has them. And then we're going to, this one says old Judge cigarettes, and instead of having the cigarettes there, I wanted to kind of cover that a little bit, so I decided on happiness right there. Okay, so that's going to be like the main piece, and then we're going to use some of these vintage doilies on over here. So if you can kind of picture it here, maybe I'll lay it out for you. So we're going to take the butterfly. And I haven't decided if the butterfly goes on top. Probably not. I might have to kind of cut the doilies down just a little bit, or like move the placements a little. Something like this. But we'll get the placements down really well before we glue it. And then so then this one will go down here. And I don't mind if it overlaps, because the doilies will be like the last thing that go on. So something kind of like this is what I'm thinking. So that's where we're going, but we're going to paint it black first, the cover of this, just plain black. And then I'm going to go around the edges with this royal gold. And then, excuse me. Once we have everything like glued down into place, then I'm going to take either matte medium. I haven't decided whether we're going to use matte medium or we're going to use the gloss, like the high gloss on Mod Podge. So that part I haven't quite decided on yet. So yeah, so let's go ahead and throw on its black base paint first. And how the last one I wrapped and it didn't seem to make a bit of difference really. So I'm just going to use some of my scrap papers that I use. And then we'll just be careful not to like drip. So yeah, like I said, it's just plain black Walmart 50-cent bottle of apple barrel paint. That particular one is called Pavement. And so, yeah, I know it might not really make sense, you know, putting like a black on a gray cover, but just for aesthetic purposes, I want it like all black instead of just gray. And I need to cover the name of the book up. And I'm not going to worry too much about the edges on the inside because we're going to do that in the that's what I'm looking for. Oh my goodness, I just got so into what I was just doing, I didn't even like finish what I was saying. And I don't even know what I was saying now. Oh, it's a good thing you guys like me, huh? So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the spine now, and then I'm gonna pause the video and let it dry. And if you notice, I'm just doing kind of a light coat. I'm not doing a really thick coat the first time. And I probably poured out too much paint for this, but yeah, just enough to get that like a base coat, and then I'll see what it looks like afterwards, see if I need to add anything more to it. And then I'll flip it over and paint the back really quick, but that gives you a rough idea. I won't move on to the golds or anything until you're with me. All right, so I'll pause that and I'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, guys, we are dry for the most part, I think. So now, really quick, to finish up this video, I'm going to go ahead and toss my gold, and I'm going to do around like the edges here. And then I'm going to go ahead and tip the book pages. But when we do that, again, book pages are, I want to say malleable, but that's really not the word that we need. And I probably just poured out more paint than I need. When I use a sponge, I only use about that much. And I'm going to tap it in, okay? And if I need to go a little heavier, then I can. Oh, until I do that. That's all right. We can either use a little bit of black paint to cover that, or we'll just leave it. Whichever. Whatever we feel like. Because it's kind of what the look I'm looking for is more like antiquing, right? Like, and a lot of times I'll use like my finger to do it, and we may end up doing that, but I kind of wanted to try to keep it off my sweatshirt because it never fails. I usually end up getting it all over my sweatshirt before the evening is over. And then you can kind of make it thicker in some areas, thinner in others. Really doesn't matter per se how thick it is, because it's just all decoration, right? Okay. And I do think I'm going to kind of bring it up just a little bit and kind of I think I was telling you before, Bo just asked me if I would cut that portion of when he was talking out. I was like, nope. No, your mom is that mean. Okay. Liking that. Sorry if you guys are getting bored with this. And I got a little bit of gold right there, but I think it'll be okay because I think the doilies will cover that, or I can just throw a little bit more black paint on it. Okay. Okay. Sorry, getting a little too focused, I think. I do that sometimes, huh? Kind of just go away into the project and forget that I'm recording, or I guess not forget that I'm recording. I just forget to talk. If that even makes any sense. There. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stand it up, so I apologize if it's too much in your face. When I do this, I kind of open it up to where the pages are more open. And I'm going to start by taking and just kind of dabbing in through there. And then I'm just going to brush through just to give like a little bit of color, but not like saturating the pages. So I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not, but I don't know. I like it. I think it puts a nice little bit of color in it. Okay, now this is going to be kind of counter of what I just said, but I'm going to go ahead and hold it together here on these ones a little bit to get a little bit more color going through there. And I don't use any water. I know some people that when you use acrylics or whatever, you would typically kind of water it down to like move your paint around. But when you're using it on book page, you definitely do not want to do that because you don't want your book pages to get soggy. Okay. I'm going to shift it this way a little bit for me. A bit of fuzzies in there. Okay. Oh, do you see that? I have glue to put down right there. All pockets popping up. So I should probably check all the pockets there, huh? I'll probably just glue those. Yep. Okay, so I'm sure the pocket's sealed down, but I just need to do a little bit more. Just to add it into those edges right there. Not a big deal though. Okay. I like it. Okay, I do. Yeah, it just puts a little bit of a tip of a color in there, but nothing like crazy. Perfect. Okay, now what I need to do. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave this to dry overnight. And then I will come back tomorrow and we will put the, let's see, how am I going to, okay, so, sorry, oh, you know what, while we're here, I was going to take and edge my pieces here in the gold, kind of tie it all together. So while I'm doing that, we can finish talking about what I plan to do. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead in tomorrow's video. We'll, by that time it will be, dry, and we will take and do the Mod Podge and get these pieces glued on, and then I will take and do then we'll put on the lace. How about that? So tomorrow's video will also be kind of a start and stop type thing, which I don't know if that bothers you guys or not, but sometimes it gets on my nerves just because I feel like just dry time, like not that I don't mind doing that obviously at all, but so that you guys can come along with me. It's just I feel like maybe I'm not giving you like as good a quality of a video, which I mean nobody's ever really said anything about it, but yeah, just kind of, oh, how about that? Just perfect amount to get what we needed to get done, huh? Perfect. Woohoo! Check that out. We are golden, literally and figuratively. Okay, guys. I will just talk to you soon. All right, guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.